In southeastern Africa lies Lake Malawi's shimmering expanse of crystal clear water. Its coast, marked by secluded coves and golden sands, it is a lake of many landscapes and moods. Cloud-capped peaks and island paradises, quiet fishing villages and white sand beaches. The Big Five roam the national parks along its shore, while the lake's depths swarm with colourful cichlids. The third largest and second deepest lake in Africa, Lake Malawi is home to more species of fish than any other lake on the planet. It marks the convergence of three countries, Malawi, Tanzania, and Mozambique, a meeting place for communities who share its vast but fragile resources. And today, a growing draw for discerning travelers looking to experience world-renowned hospitality and breathtaking natural beauty away from tourist hordes. At night, fishers' lanterns out on the lake glimmer as if reflecting the night sky. The same sight greeted David Livingstone 160 years ago when he named this the Lake of Stars. Also known as the Calendar Lake, Lake Malawi is 365 miles long, 52 miles at its widest point, 12 main rivers flowing into it, and one river flowing out of it. In 2019, a crew of 6 set out to circumnavigate the freshwater lake's 1,400-kilometer coastline for the first time, exploring its rich cultures, history, biodiversity, and cuisine. Journeying to every corner of this spectacular lake, this is what they experienced. Takulandirani, welcome to Lake Malawi. Back at their Kumbali Lake Retreat home base the next day, the expedition stocks up on provisions and refuels for their journey north. It'll take them into uncharted territory, but first they sail through more familiar waters as they head for eco-friendly properties, Fish Eagle Bay Lodge, then Rafiki Safari Camp on the edge of the Nkota Wildlife Reserve.
Rafiki means friend, so we decided that as we were friends and had been partners together and husband and wife for the last 20 years, we still remain friends, we can call it friends, yeah. So it's Rafiki stands for friends. So everything is solar, from our solar geysers to our solar panels supplying power to our fridges and deep freezers. We even have solar pump to actually get water. We're doing as much as we possibly can on our land to become completely self-sustainable. So we've got vegetables growing, etc., etc.
The crew falls asleep to the melodies of crickets and nightjars, with elephants nearby in the night beyond. Next up on the Calendar Lake project itinerary, Ngala Beach Lodge.
Gala Beach Lodge is actually one of the oldest lodges on the lakeshore. It started in the 1970s as one small property, and it's evolved from there. So we now have, it started with 2 rooms, we now have 11 rooms. We can accommodate 28 people. We've got conference facilities, dorm and camping. So we have traditional dancers here. We take people out to visit the fishermen on the lake to show how they fish, how they work. Like I say, we do a cultural village tour. So that involves taking our clients into the village and showing how traditional Malawian way of life is, how people live, how they work, the schools, the hospital facilities. So we really do try and get our clients to have a real view of Malawi, not just the lodge. We're unique in the fact that we have a sunrise and sunset views from the lodge and the Vipia Mountains. So yeah, it's a very beautiful spot. We have over 150 birds spotted here. So it's a very popular destination for people interested in wildlife and birds and things like that as well.
Tafika gets her first real taste of the lake's temperament as she continues north. The crew takes cover in a little bay just south of Nkata. Within a couple of hours the lake is calm again and they arrive at Makuzi Beach Lodge just as the sun is setting.
Well, it started originally in '92 when my mother found this piece of land and doing a tour with some group looking at the missionary sites, and the chief offered her this land. She came back to the south of Malawi because I'm born here, so we've lived in Malawi our whole lives. Sold her business there and we moved up north, and that was the start of Makuzi Beach. And yeah, the beginning of our dream. Well, other than it being the #1 location in Malawi Nation, it has a beautiful private beach. And I think it's just the fact that it's a family-run business it's our home before it's our business. So it's something really important to us that people come and enjoy it, but also get involved with being eco-friendly and part of the community projects and things that we run. So it's really important that people come and have a real feel of Malawi and enjoy the true essence of it, and the lake and everything about it.
Lake Malawi offers amazing diving opportunities. Aqua Africa is the most popular spot in Nkata. "60 kilometers north of Nkata, at the mouth of the Lizunkhuni River, a cool waterfall tumbles into azure waters of Lake Malawi. The hills above are overhung with jungle canopies and rock outcrops, home to baboons and bush babies and a rich variety of bird life. Zulunkhuni River Lodge nestles amongst the rocks and boulders alongside this waterfall. Its lush tropical gardens are shaded by mango, avocado and citrus trees. The area around is populated by tiny fishing communities, like the lodge, often accessible only by boat. Majizua means water and sun in the local Tumbuka language. The Calendar Lake project crew had seen their fair share by the time they reached the Majizua Resort, an enterprise in Karonga district.
So these are some of our sponsored youth. We sponsor about 300 sponsored youth, and then they come a few times every term. They can choose when they come. So this is a smaller group because each Saturday, some of them come, some of them go to school. There's also extra lessons, so most of the, I can say all the Form 2s are at school today as well. And these are some of our youth that are in our local schools right here. We also have sponsored youth that are at boarding schools, some district and national boarding schools as well from this area, going to some of those schools.
If you want to be an artist, be an artist. If you want to be a fisherman, be a fisherman. But be at the best of what you want to do.
After a restful stay at the beautiful Mikoma Beach Lodge, the Calendar Lake project crew crosses into Tanzania, 37 days after their epic voyage began. Leaving in the dead of night to take advantage of the calm lake, they shoot for the northern tip of Lake Malawi. To their left, Tafika and her crew are dwarfed by giant peaks rising steep and high to the clouds. This is the most sparsely populated area of Lake Malawi's coastline. The crew soon loses signal. They are truly alone with the sky, the hills, and the lake. They glimpse waterfalls cascading from the heights above and trickling down to what Tanzanians still call Lake Nyasa. After a night on a secluded beach with only each other and the bright stars for company, they reach Mbamba Bay. After a few days in Tanzania, Tafika sails back into Malawian territory. Likoma Island sits off the lake's eastern shore, a small slice of Malawi in Mozambican waters.
This is the MV Ilala. It's been on the waters of Lake Malawi for over 100 years. This is the main transport here. It's one of the biggest ships. It carries about 300 people, 300 passengers, and it takes about 3 days from one point to the next, depending on what route you're taking. And if you want to get onto this boat, you have to meet the officers at the Ilala office, where they give you all the information and the details about this one. The first Ilala sort of wrecked when it had become old, and this is the second MV Ilala. It's very beautiful, very spacious, and they have wonderful crew here, people who look after you when you're on the ship. So you can always come and try it out.
Likoma Island is home to the incredible Kayamawa, which means "what about tomorrow" in Chichewa. The crew agree and stay on an extra night on this island paradise.
Kaya is obviously on Likoma, which is a beautiful island in Lake Malawi. It's inhabited by about 13,000 people, so it is quite private around here as well. So we've got our own private beach here, which you can go and enjoy as much as you want. We've got the crystal clear waters out there as well, so you can go snorkeling out there without even a mask on. It's that clear and beautiful lake to go and play around in. also got electric quad bikes here where you can go and explore the island and sort of silent safari scheme of things. So Green Safaris was set up a few years ago. The idea is about 8 different lodges around Africa. The idea is to obviously offer exclusive luxury resort for people to come to, but the other side of it is to impact on the areas we come to with the community, the education and the conservation as well. So around here we've been heavily involved in the schools, so helping them build new schools facilities if they need them, but also paying for a lot of the school fees for people who can't afford them, whether they be orphans or their parents haven't got jobs, so we help support that. The island has also got a lot of vegetation, but that's thanks to a lot of people planting new trees all over the place. So last year we did about 2,000 new trees. This year we're looking to increase that as well. And we've also started a community farm here as well. We've been gifted a load of land to the local community where they've come and worked on the land to make it appropriate, and they should be then be able to sell vegetables and fruit and everything to us and also to the local villages as well. So it's been exciting getting involved in that, and wherever Green Safaris are going, the lodges, that's the aim, is to help whatever they can win.
3 countries converge upon Lake Malawi. Tafika may have touched Mozambican waters, but finally the crew makes landfall in Mozambique for the first time. Rising at 4 a.m., Tafika's captain, Guy Pickering, can feel the goal is within reach, and this will be their last day on the lake. And sure enough, 14 hours later, as the sun dips towards the horizon ahead, Tafika glides within view of Kumbali Lake Retreat.
As soon as we were about 1 hour away from home, everyone started smiling and everyone forgot about the roughness of the lake. And that was a fantastic feeling when the boat hit the sand at Kumbali Lake Retreat.
They have arrived. They set out to explore, document and engage the diverse communities, cultures and histories of the people living around Africa's 3rd largest lake. They survived the lake, the wildlife and each other.
The biggest part of Malawi culture is the friendliness and the hospitality that the local population gave us. Wherever we stopped, in the bush, in the reeds, wherever we stopped, we were welcomed with open arms and very, very hospitable people.
They are the first team known to have covered the entire coastline of Lake Malawi in a single trip. They experienced warm welcomes, world-class accommodation, and the lake's breathtaking natural beauty in all its diversity.
The terrain varies quite a bit, from nice sandy beaches to steep mountains, mainly in the north. It changes quite a bit. You've got beautiful, beautiful high mountains, full of trees, and waterfalls. It's actually quite stunning, breathtaking. And then on the lower end of Malawi, the southern part of the lake, you've got nice sandy beach and calmer weather. As you head towards north, the waves get bigger, the mountains get bigger, and beautiful, lovely, stunning.
Amene